Recording in progress.
Portfolio restructuring. Okay. The next topic in this particular module. What is portfolio restructuring? Now, let us discuss now. What is portfolio restructuring? Give heading in your notebook. Portfolio restructuring. So when I say portfolio restructuring means restructuring, okay, restructuring of the companies, okay, restructuring of the companies operation, okay, restructuring of the company's operation with the help of acquisition, okay, with the help of acquisition and disinvestment. Now today's topic I will be completely focusing on what is disinvestment in mergers and acquisitions. Okay. So now before that try to understand what is portfolio restructuring. So your restructuring is nothing but you are restructuring the company's operations. The total company's operation you are going to restructure, and how you are going to restructure with the help of acquisitions as well as what? Disinvestment. Can anybody tell me what is disinvestment? Have you heard this term called disinvestment? Anyone like to tell me? What is disinvestment? You can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself. What's basically disinvestment? Acquisitions we know. What is disinvestment?
Liquidating assets.
Selling of assets.
Can you repeat, Vaibhav?
Liquidating of assets.
Liquidating of the assets. Okay. Near to that in the chat box. Selling existing investment. Okay. Right. Fine. So you must have seen sometimes government takes the decisions of disinvestment of PSU. What they are trying to do? Sometimes Ministry of Finance, she will say, we are going to disinvest this bank. Okay, let's take Vijaya Bank, Dena Bank, public sector banks. They want to do disinvestment. When they say disinvestment, ultimately what they are trying to achieve with this? What they are trying to do with disinvestment? It means are they interested to do the banking business or not, government? Or they are just want to sell off those assets? So what is basically disinvestment? Right? When we say disinvestment, what exactly happens here? You are trying to reduce your own control, right? Somewhere it will be like this. You are sharing the ownership. That is called disinvestment. Something you are selling the stakes, right? Perfect. You are trying to share ownership, or we can say sharing the ownership with outsiders. That becomes a disinvestment. So how do you share the ownership? Sharing the ownership by selling the shares. Okay, by selling the what? Shares. When you are, as we know, all public sector units, Okay, let's check. Imagine in terms of banks. Government of India, they holds more than 51 percentage of the shares, right? So government of India is having more than 51 percentage of the shares. One bank you say, let's say Dena Bank. So government is holding more than 51 percentage of the shares in Dena Bank, and suddenly government comes and says, okay, government comes and says we are going to disinvest. Okay, there is a, you can break this word disinvest. I don't want to do further investment, but I want to do disinvestment, means discontinuation. How tomorrow government comes and says we have 51 percentage of the shares in Dena Bank, we are going to sell 5 percentage of whatever we are holding to the outsiders. Okay, we are going to sell 5 percentage of the shares to the outsiders. So you are selling some shares, okay, 5 percentage of the shares to the outsiders. So what are you trying to do? You are trying to, whenever you are trying to do a disinvestment, you are trying to reduce the ownership. Okay, ownership will get reduced. Means when you are giving the shares to the outsiders, your controlling power get reduces, right? Your controlling power we called as your holding powers. In the government companies, your holding power automatically it will get reduces. This is the impact of disinvestment. So if you are holding 51 percentage of the shares, now if you are selling 5 percentage of the shares, means almost 46. Now you are holding only 46 percentage of the shares. So it means your ownership has come down by 5 percentage. Your controlling power, your holding power has fallen by 5 percentage. So now you are only holding how much percentage? 46 percentage. Earlier you were having 51 percentage. Now you are having only 46 percentage. This will reduce your controlling or holding power in the company. That is something called as disinvestment. So why, what happens now when I will sell these 5% shares to the outsiders? Governments will get some kind of cash flows, right? Government will get some flows of funds will happen. So these cash flows will get ultimately to whom? Government of India. So when we do disinvestment, what are the reasons, or when we do most of the time disinvestment? There are various times we do disinvestment. If a bank is a loss making bank, we will try to do disinvestment. When we want to get funds, additional funds, okay, there is a funds are required, we will try to sell the shares. That is also one way of disinvestment, right? Sometimes we will try to sell the assets, right? So when we need funds, when we need more kind of cash flows or more kind of revenues, we'll try to do all these kind of activities. If it is a loss-making company, we'll try to sell the shares and we'll try to do disinvestment. We are not interested in doing much into this business because the business is not getting much revenue what we are expecting. So every time you see, that is the reason, if you see most of the public sector banks in India, they are getting kind of disinvestment. This is a very common nowadays where government they want to make all public sector bank into private bank. That is why they are forcing all the public sector bank to become private bank. That is nothing but through privatization process. It means what? When you become a private bank, ultimately your loss making company will turn into profit making company. That is the one reason they want to do. They want to make changes in the public sector bank, right? That is the reason losses. Most of the public sector banks are facing losses. They have huge NPAs, right? So when there is a huge NPAs is arising, so what they want to do? They want to convert. They want to make it privatized so that the rules and regulations And because private sector banks, they operate in a different way, right? You see, as compared to public sector and private sector bank, the NPA ratio will be less in private. So what they do, they try to give the ownership to the private people and let the private people to manage the business of public sector bank. That is called disinvestment. When they want to see to that, let the controlling to take over private and let them convert that loss into private profit. Sorry. So that is disinvestment. This is the impact of disinvestment in India, how they do in case of public sector unit. Is that clear? Did you understand what is disinvestment now?
Yes, sir.
You can put in a chat box. Is it clear? See, these are very important topics I am discussing. Unfortunately, you people are not here, but these are very important concepts in corporate valuations. Okay, right. Disinvestment. Perfect. So now, let us continue. Today, I will teach you very important terms in disinvestment with related to merger and acquisition. Okay, so let me take a new page. So we are talking about disinvestment. Okay, so when there is a disinvestment happen, so what will happen, the business will try to grow individually, so there will be a increase in the growth of business. Okay, increase in the growth of what business, that is one thing will happen. And there will be automatically, there will be some cash flows will increase. Okay, these are the two important, we can say, output of disinvestment. Ultimately, when you try to do a disinvestment or you trying to give a freedom, right, you cannot manage the business, you try to want to increase the growth of the business. When you want to increase the growth of business, automatically there will be increase in the cash flows. Okay, so in merger and acquisition, disinvestment has three types. Disinvestment has how many types? Three types that we are going to discuss now. The first one is very important, is sell off. Okay, SELLOFF, sell off. The second important concept is spin off. Okay, SPINOFF, spin off. These are the various types of disinvestment. And the last one is split off. Very important words these are in corporate valuation, and in corporate they use these terms. And ultimately these words are taken from European countries. In Europe they use this word spin off, split off, sell off. What is this terms? We are going to discuss now. Okay. So in this investment there are three types. Okay. You make a chart, this one in your notebook. First one is sell off, second one is spin off, and third one is split off. Okay. You write down these terms. Once you finish writing, you can put in a chat box. Completed, you can write C. Once you finish this writing, just write down C in your notebook. Oh, sorry, in the chat box. Disinvestment, three types: sell off, spin off, split off. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now let us discuss the first type. sell off, then I will go to spin off, and then I will go to split off. Now let us try to understand. Everyone focus, don't write, okay? Don't write. Try to understand the meaning. 5 marks question they may ask you. Explain sell off, spin off, split off. Okay? Try to understand. See, the first word is sell off. What is sell off? We know. What is sell? We know. Right? So here, what happens in sell off? Business. Okay? Business sells, okay, part of the business sells part of total business operations, okay, business sell part of the total business operations to outsiders and receives, okay, cash against the sell. Now, meaning I have written what is sell off? Okay, just for example, let me write one example. See here, let's imagine Tata Motors. They have all over India, let's say 100 units. Okay, Tata Motors, one of the subsidiary of Tata Sons, they have 100 units all over India. Okay, and in that 100 units, let's imagine one unit is available in Kanpur. Kanpur is a place in Uttar Pradesh. Just for example, I am telling you. Out of 100 units, it has spread across the India where they manufactures the motors. Tata, they manufacture the motors and engines. And one of the unit is located in Kanpur. Kanpur it is a city which is in UP. Okay, there is a IIT is there, no? IIT Kanpur. What is the meaning of sell off? Business will sell a part of total business operation. So total business operation of Tata Motors is how much? 100 units they have all over India. Out of that 100 units, we'll sell the part, one of the part of the total business operations to the outsiders, and we'll receive the cash against the sale. Means we'll receive the cash. Means what I will do? I will sell this Kanpur unit, and against this Kanpur unit, I will receive cash. So out of 100 units, I sold how much? 1 unit. So 100 minus 1. Now Tata Motors, they have 99 units all over India. Because 1 unit they sold to the outsiders and they given to someone, right? To the outsiders, and now they are having 99 units, and for that 1 unit what they sold, they received very good cash, or we can say very good amount of cash flows. That is called sell off. That is called as what? Sell off. So am I selling 100%? No. Am I selling part of the 100%? Yes. That is sell off. So out of 100% of my business, I will sell some part, 20%, 25%, or it can be 30%. Why I am selling? Maybe I need some funds. Okay. Or one is I need cash, or I need some additional funds. Or I can say one reason of selling that Kanpur unit is the Kanpur unit is not making much profit, it is a loss unit. Right? That also can be reason. So what I will do? Out of 100 units in India is there, right? Kanpur unit is not giving me much kind of revenues. There is no profit is not coming much from Kanpur unit, but across India there are different units are there which are getting more cash flows to Tata Motors, but Kanpur unit is not generating much revenues. That is the reason I am selling that one. That is called sell off. So means indirectly I am trying to do disinvestment. I am trying to do what? Disinvestment. This is called sell off. Tell me, is the concept is clear? Sell off. Put in a chat box. Did you understood this concept of sell off now? Just say yes or no in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Right. Perfect. Right. Perfect. So in exam, you should write practical example like this. Something the examiner should able to connect easily. Okay. Now let us move on to spin off and split off. Okay. I will take a new page because I may not able to write here completely. I am writing in a new page. Okay. Shall we move to the next concept, spin off? Some of you can unmute and just give me a confirmation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So let us go to the now spin off. Okay, the second type of disinvestment is spin off. Next, we have to give heading spin off. Okay, now what is this spin off? Let us try to understand. All of you try to understand. Okay, before that, I want to show you something. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Before that, I start with the concept of spin-off. I want to show you something. Now you say example number one, Alphabet Company. Everyone know Alphabet Company?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try to understand. Alphabet Company, you know, right? It is a parent company. It is a parent company of many companies like Google's. I will just, you don't have to read all this. I just want you to focus on this particular lines. Okay. Now you see this line. The subsidiaries owned by Alphabet Company. Okay. You read this line, last paragraph. The subsidiaries owned by Alphabet Company or Alphabet Incorporation includes Calico, Capital G, Chronicle, DeepMind Technologies, Google Ventures, because Google they have so many products, right? Inside Google only, YouTube, Drive and all those things. Google Fiber, Jigsaw, Mechanic, Sidewalk Lab, Verily, Waymo, Loon. These are the subsidiaries of Alphabet Company. These are the subsidiaries of which company? Alphabet Company. Is the first example is clear? Do you got to know which are the subsidiaries of Alphabet Company? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Okay, just see the second one, the second example, Sony Corporation. Okay, Sony Corporation, as we know, it's a Japanese based company. I want you to concentrate on this particular line, the second line. Okay, after 419 billion, just read the second line. The major subsidiaries under Sony Corporation. What are the subsidiaries of Sony Corporation? Sony Electronics, Sony Global Manufacturing, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Sony Mobile Communication, Sony Music Entertainment, as well as Sony Network Communication. These are the subsidiaries of Sony companies. Which is the parent company? Sony Corporation. Okay. Last one, I will just see one more example. Everyone know JP Morgan Chase? Do you know this company?
Yes, sir.
So JP Morgan is an investment banking firm. Okay, JP Morgan is an investment banking firm, and now I am going to show you, because JP Morgan is a New York based company, head office in United States. Just see here the last line of this one. The most significant of these subsidiaries. What are the subsidiaries of JP Morgan? JP Morgan Chase Bank, JP Morgan Asset Management Holding Incorporation, JP Morgan Securities, and Chase Bank USA. These are the subsidiaries of JP Morgan companies. Okay. Now, everyone got to know some companies. Now, let's imagine. Okay. Let's imagine. Now we are going to study what is spin-off. Sony Corporation, okay? Sony Corporation is a one company. Now, can anybody write one example, one subsidiary of Sony Corporation? Can you write in chat box? Can you write one subsidiary company of Sony Corporation for my satisfaction? Can you write? Okay, very good. One subsidiary company of Sony Corporation. Very good. Excellent. Right. Perfect. Sony Telecommunications, Sony Music, Sony Electronics. Very good. Right. Perfect. Now I will take one example. Sony Music. Okay. I will take one example out of so many subsidiary. Sony Music. So now Sony Corporation is a parent company. Okay, Sony Corporation is a which company? Parent company. And Sony Music is a which company? Subsidiary company. Okay, it is a subsidiary company. Now, try to understand. What happens in spin-off? Parent company, okay, parent company distributes the shares of the subsidiary company. Okay, now you know, right? This is Sony Corporation is a private company, parent company, and Sony Music is a subsidiary company. So obviously Sony Corporation will have more than 51% of shares in Sony Music. That is one thing is confirmed, because they are subsidiary, no? So Sony Corporation is holding more than 51% of shares in Sony Music. Okay. So now what happens here? We got to know Sony Corporation is the holding company and Sony Music is a subsidiary company. So here what happens? Parent company will sell the shares. Sell the shares of, now here, which is parent company? Sony Corporation. So Sony Corporation, what they will do? They will sell the shares of Sony Music. Okay, Sony Music to the to whom? To the existing shareholders. To the existing shareholders. To the existing shareholder on pro rata. Okay, pro rata basis. Pro rata basis. On the pro rata basis. What is pro rata basis? Some kind of ratio. Okay, pro rata basis on some kind of what? Ratio to the shareholders, right? To the whom? to the shareholders in the form of special dividend. In the form of what? Special dividend. This is called spin-off. So what exactly is happening? You see, Sony Corporation is selling the shares of Sony Music, but they are selling the shares to whom? Existing shareholders. To whom? To the existing shareholders on pro rata basis. Pro rata means if you hold some ratio, they will give, like held and given. So if you hold 4 shares of Sony Corporation, we will give you 1 shares of Sony Music. That is called pro rata, some kind of ratio to the shareholder in the form of what? Special dividend. Okay? Ratio holding of each corporation. Now, what is happening? You see. But here in spin-off, parent company typically receives no cash consideration. Now you see, you will be thinking, okay? You will be thinking, yes, to the existing shareholders of Sony Music, okay? Or it can be Sony Corporation also. Okay, here existing shareholders means who? Existing shareholders means the existing shareholders of Sony Corporation. Okay, those are the existing shareholders of Sony Corporation. Okay, now I will tell you. Here Sony Corporation is selling the shares, right? Sony Corporation is selling the shares of Sony Music, but to the existing shareholders, right? To the existing shareholders. But remember, they are selling the shares in the form of dividend. But remember here, Sony Corporation is a private company. They will not receive any cash consideration against the sale. Whatever the cash consideration is there, they will not receive. Only they will give the shares. That's all. So here parent company is selling the shares to the outsider in the nothing but to the existing shareholder. But parent company will not receive a single cash consideration against the sale of the shares of subsidiary company. This strategy, this process, okay, this process is nothing but spin-off process. This process is nothing but what? Spin-off process. So in spin-off process, what I am trying to do, one parent company will sell the shares of subsidiary company, but those shares will be given to the existing shareholder. Remember, if existing shareholders can be like something in right shares, if you know right shares, right? This is also one type of shares only, no? Which is given to the existing shareholders. That time they will use these terms. Similar to like your right shares. So parent company is selling the shares of subsidiary company to the existing shareholder and they are giving their shareholders in the form of pro rata basis, right? This is nothing but the spin-off process. Like one example, another example. We got to know now one example. Aditya Birla Group, okay? Aditya Birla, right? Group. They are the parent company, okay? And they have their own financial service, right? They have one financial service company. They have their own financial service company, which is nothing but subsidiary in the name of Aditya Birla Financial Services. Aditya Birla Financial Services Limited. So now, which is the parent company? Aditya Birla Group is the parent company, okay? And Aditya Birla Financial Service is a subsidiary company. So what here they can do? Aditya Birla, which is a parent company, they can sell some shares, they can sell the shares of subsidiary company to the existing shareholders of Aditya Birla Group in the form of pro rata basis. In the form of pro rata basis, and but there will be no cash consideration will be received by who? Parent company. That is called spin-off. This is called spin-off process. Tell me, now is it understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Put in a chat box. Is it concept is clear? Concept is clear or not? Okay. I just want you to clear the concept. That's all. You put your own example, you put your own strategy, whatever, but concept don't forget. Done. See, it is not a bonus shares. It is not kind of a bonus share, Rakshit. Okay, it can be, but not exactly bonus shares. Okay, right. Shall we go to the third concept? Let me show you. What are the types? Spin-off is completed? Yes, we completed spin-off. What is the next one? Third type.
So can you go to the previous
Split.
page?
Split off, correct. At last I will discuss Raghavendra that one. Why they have to do and why. Again I told you it is a process of disinvestment. You connect your advantage, disadvantage with disinvestment. Okay, let us go to the next concept called split off. Next concept is split off. Okay, now we'll take another example. Okay, what is that? Which company? Alphabet company. Okay, tell me one company. Okay, okay, tell me one subsidiary company of Alphabet. Okay, two people the answer. Good. Google Fiber, Google Ventures, one subsidiary, and anyone? Capital G. Okay, I shown you. Right, perfect. Simple side, we'll take example Google Venture. Okay, Calico. Right, perfect. Now we are studying split off. Remember. Okay, now you see what is split off. See, this is my which company, Alphabet is which company, and Google Venture is which company. Can you put your answer in the chat box? Alphabet is which company? Is it a subsidiary or a parent company? Alphabet is a parent company. Perfect. Absolutely correct. So this is a parent company. And this is my subsidiary company. Now let's imagine parent company who is having 80% of shares, okay, 80% of shares, Alphabet is holding 80% of shares, okay, try to understand. Alphabet is holding 80% of the shares in Google Venture. 80% of the shares in which company? Google Venture. So I 20% is with only Google Venture. Now you see. This 80% share means there are 80% shareholders. Alphabet company's parent company. There are some shareholders of parent company, right? So many shareholders will be there. Okay, let's say these are my all shareholders. So many shareholders are there. Of which company? Alphabet companies. So many shareholders are there. Now what your company will do? Alphabet company to their own company shareholder. Okay, listen my words. Alphabet company shareholders. Okay, Alphabet company shareholders means parent company shareholders. There are so many people are there. Let's say 100 people are there who are the shareholders of Alphabet company. What Alphabet company will do? They will give one offer. They will give one offer to shareholders of which company? Alphabet company. Okay, they will give an offer to Alphabet company shareholders. What offer? What is the offer? The offer is like this. Okay, your shareholders in the parent company are offered to the shareholders of Alphabet company shareholder. They will give offer to purchase shares of subsidiary company. Offer to purchase the shares of subsidiary company. And which is subsidiary company? Google Venture. Means what is happening here? It is like this. Alphabet company is giving the offer to its own shareholders, that we will give you offer. If you are interested, you can purchase the shares of Google Venture. If you are interested, you can purchase the shares of Google Ventures. Then all the shareholders, these are the shareholders, right? These shareholders will be given offer. You can purchase the shares of Google Venture. But they have to decide one thing. What they have to decide? Either you become part of parent company or you have to choose subsidiary company. Okay? Once I given you offer to purchase the shares of my own subsidiary company, then you have to choose. You want to become part of shareholder in parent company or you want to become a part of shareholder in subsidiary company. If you decided, if these shareholders, there are 100 shareholders, right? Out of 100, if 20 people decided we don't want to become a shareholder of Alphabet company, we want to become a shareholders of subsidiary company, which is nothing but Google Venture. So once you become a member or once you become a shareholders of subsidiary company, you cannot become once again a part of parent company. You cannot go to Alphabet company and tell, I want once again back in your company. No. You have to decide. I am giving you offer. Okay? I am giving you offer of my own subsidiary company. If you are interested, you can become the shareholders of subsidiary company. But you have to choose either parent company or subsidiary company. One of the company you have to choose. If 20 people decided to choose Google company, then this process is called split off. The shares got splitted now. This is called split off. This strategy in merger and acquisition is called split off. Means your 100 shareholders now got splitted into how much? 20. Again this 20 can be splitted 10, 10 like this. Is the concept is clear? Just tell me, did you understood the concept? Yes or no? You can put your answer in the chat box. Just tell me yes or no. Did you understand the concept? Right, perfect. Okay, right, perfect. I will, there is one person, okay, Aditya as well. Can you repeat? Okay. When parent company's shareholders given the offer to purchase the shares in subsidiary companies, right? Then in that case, the offer is given to the parent company shareholders, whether you want to become a shareholders of subsidiary company or parent company. If they tell we want to become a shareholders of subsidiary company, then you cannot come back to the original parent company. This process is called split off. Right, perfect. This process is called split off. Remember, this split off can be done only when you have so much of consolidation company. If you have so many subsidiary company, you can within your company only you can make it split off. But before that, they should have their own merged entity, or we can say they should have their own parent company and subsidiary company. Is the concept is clear now? Shiv Subramaniam, I will answer your question at last. What is your doubt? After merger, Shiv Subramaniam, it is after merger they can do spin off. Is that clear? First, you should have your own subsidiary company. If you are not willing to show much interest in subsidiary company, then you can choose this process. See, again I am telling you people, disinvestment, connect this concept of with disinvestment, because all these are, you see, I have already drawn the chart. All these are part of disinvestment. And what is disinvestment? We discuss here completely what is disinvestment. When you want to give controlling, when you want to give some power, when you are reducing your own controlling power in your own company, that becomes a disinvestment. So here spin-off strategy is also one kind of disinvestment. Split off is also one disinvestment, right? Shall we move to the next concept? Okay. Next one. Now, I hope you understood all the three concepts. Is that clear? Will you write in exam? Will you able to write now? Yes or no? Some of you can unmute and tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will write one word. You try to understand the meaning of this. Equity, CARV, carve out. See, these are all fancy terms in merger and acquisition. Equity, carve out. Okay. What is the meaning of this term equity carve out? CARVE space OUT out. First of all, what is this carve out? Equity we know. Okay, CARVOUT. What is carve out? See, carve out is a process in merger and acquisition where there will be one parent company will be there, right? There is a one parent company is there, okay? when this parent company will sell, okay, when a parent company will sell, okay, some or all the shares, okay, sell some or it can be all the shares in its subsidiary company, okay, in its subsidiary company to the, to whom they are going to sell, to the public, to the public, but through, how do you will sell the shares to the public? Through an IPO. This process is called carve out. This is called carve out. And we do, when a company is going for IPO, they will issue equity. So that will become equity carve out. Tell me, did you understood what is carve out? What is carve out? Parent company will sell some or all the shares of its own subsidiary company to the public through IPO, then that is called equity carve out. Yes, correct. Tell me, concept of carve out is clear? Till now, is it clear? Till now, is it clear? Say yes or no in the chat box. Did you understand what is carve out? It can be all 100% or it can be some share. That is why I have written very clearly. It can be some. They want to go for IPO. Let's say Alphabet company, okay, and there is a Google Fiber, which is a subsidiary company. So all the decisions of Google Fiber will be taken by who? All the decisions of Google Fiber will be taken by Alphabet company, right? Yes, it is also one kind of a disinvestment. It's a kind of a disinvestment means if it is 100% out of that, how much percent of you are going for IPO? How many shares you are raising capital through shares through IPO? Right? Now you see, still I did not completed the concept. There are certain things are there, but right now what I'm trying to tell you is, Google Fibers, all decision will be taken by Alphabet. If Alphabet decides that we should go for IPO of Google Fiber, then that is carve out. Okay, just understand it is a, right now it is a carve out. Okay, now you try to see, now furthermore you try to understand in this parent company. Now here parent company, they are going for IPO, right? They are going IPO of which company? Its own subsidiary company. So here parent company, what is the benefit? Parent company will receive cash inflow. Okay, parent company will receive what? Cash inflow. How they will receive cash inflow? Because they are selling the equity, and against this equity they are receiving cash inflow. Remember, in spin-off, okay, in spin-off concept, I am trying to, I did not finish the complete concept. Okay. Now you see here. Cash flows are coming here in spin-off concept, thereby giving shares to the whom. Okay. In spin-off concept, they are giving the shares to the existing shareholders, but they will not receive no cash. But here, in carve-out process, what happens? We are giving the shares to the public, and the company, parent company, will receive cash inflow. Now, remember, this is not a part of disinvestment. Here, parent company want to make parent subsidiary company to go for IPO. If suppose, now you see, in this process, if 100% of the share, 100% of the shares are given for IPO, then there will be no control of subsidiary company, sorry, parent company in subsidiary company. There will be no control of what? Parent company. If selling some of the shares means they have to at least, parent company should hold at least 80% of the shares. Okay, means remaining 20% they can go for what? IPO. Remaining 20% they can go for IPO. Some. Then this will come now. Remember, to have a control, Alphabet company, if they want to have a control in Google Fiber, they should have at least 80% of control requirement should be there. Remaining 20 they can go for IPO. Right? And the same IPO, when they go, they can once again purchase back. No? That also can retain the ownership of the parent company. So in this process, what is happening now? Company is trying to make it their subsidiary company as a public limited, but by putting some shares into the IPO. Is it clear? Madam is waiting. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just take your attendance. Is the concept is clear? Just put in a chat box. Perfect. Afternoon I have class like 2:30 I am going to take. Okay. That time I will give both the class attendance. Is it clear? I have taken the capture the screen. Okay. Done? Okay. So I'll just